February night. A violent storm's tearing through North Carolina, rain pouring down, wind howling through the trees. And in the middle of all this, three separate drivers spot something impossible. A small figure, a little girl, walking alone on Highway 18, wearing white, heading away from home. When they turn around to help her, she runs into the woods and vanishes. That little girl was 9-year-old Asha Degree. And what happened to her that night? It's haunted investigators and her family for over 2 decades. Welcome to Fireside True Crime. I'm here to walk you through one of the most baffling missing persons cases in modern American history. Let's start with who Asha was, because understanding her, it makes this case even more confusing. Asha Renee Degree was 9 years old in February of 2000. She lived in Shelby, North Carolina, with her parents Harold and Aquila and her older brother O'Brien. By all accounts, the Degrees were a close, loving family. Harold worked at a furniture upholstery company. Aquila was a daycare worker. They were involved parents who kept a close eye on their kids. And Asha? She was described by everyone who knew her as shy, cautious, a little anxious. Here's the thing. This is important. She was afraid of the dark. She didn't like being alone. She was a homebody who loved basketball, reading, spending time with her family. Her teacher said she was a good student who followed the rules. This wasn't a rebellious kid. This wasn't someone who broke curfew or snuck out at night. Which makes what happened next so completely out of character that I can't wrap my head around it. On February 13th, 2000, Asha had a pretty normal Sunday. She went to church with her family in the morning. That afternoon, she played in a basketball game. Her team lost, and she was upset about it, but nothing too unusual for a competitive 9-year-old. That evening, the family had a typical Sunday night at home. Asha and her brother did their homework. They watched TV together. Around 8 p.m., the power went out because of the incoming storm. The family went to bed early, around 9, because there wasn't much else to do without electricity. Asha shared a bedroom with her brother O'Brien. According to him, he heard Asha's bed squeak around 2:30 in the morning, like she was turning over. That was the last confirmed time anyone heard from Asha. Now, here's where it gets strange. Around 3:45 a.m., Harold Degree got up to check on his kids, something he did regularly throughout the night. He looked in on both of them. They appeared to be sleeping. Everything seemed fine. But at 6:30 in the morning, when Aquila went to wake the kids for school, Asha's bed was empty. She wasn't in the bathroom. She wasn't anywhere in the house. The only thing missing was Asha, still wearing her white nightgown and white sneakers. Her jacket was gone. Her book bag was gone. The family immediately called the police, and that's when things got even more disturbing. During the investigation, 3 different drivers came forward. All 3 said they saw a small black girl walking south on Highway 18, a rural, dark highway, around 4 in the morning. One driver, a trucker, said he saw her near a business called Turner Upholstery. When he turned around to help her, she ran into the woods and disappeared. Let that sink in for a moment. A shy 9-year-old girl who was afraid of the dark somehow left her house in the middle of a raging storm, walked over a mile down a pitch-black highway in the pouring rain, and when someone tried to help her, she ran away. This makes absolutely no sense, and it's about to get stranger. The FBI and local police launched an immediate and massive search. Over 100 volunteers combed the woods and surrounding areas. Search dogs tracked Asha's scent along Highway 18 for about a mile, which confirmed she did walk that route. 3 days after she disappeared, investigators found something. In a shed at Turner Upholstery, the same business where the trucker saw her, they discovered several items: a pencil, a marker, a hair bow, candy wrappers. All of these items were linked to Asha. It looked like she'd sheltered there briefly during the storm. But here's the thing. There was no sign of a struggle, no sign of foul play at the scene. It appeared she went into that shed willingly and then left again. Then, over a year later, August 2001, came the discovery that changed everything. A construction crew working along Highway 18, about 26 miles north of where Asha was last seen, found her book bag. It had been double-wrapped in plastic bags and buried. Inside were some of her clothing and a family photograph. Think about that. The book bag was wrapped and buried. Someone was trying to hide it, someone who knew she was missing. This is the clearest indication of foul play in the entire case. So what are the theories? What could have possibly made Asha leave her house that night? Investigators have considered several possibilities. Was she trying to walk to her grandmother's house? Unlikely. It was in the opposite direction. Was she running away? But she took nothing with her except her book bag, and there was no indication she was unhappy at home. Was she lured out by someone she knew? This is the theory most investigators lean toward. Maybe someone convinced her to leave, someone she trusted. And there were a few odd details that have never been explained. Witnesses reported seeing a dark green car driving near Asha that night. Some unidentified photos were found in that shed, photos that didn't belong to Asha's family. She had a new item in her book bag, a Dr. Seuss book called McElligot's Pool, that her parents didn't recognize. Each of these could be a clue, or they could be nothing. That's the frustrating part about this case. There are pieces, but they don't quite fit together. Asha Degree's been missing for over 24 years now. She'd be 33 years old today. The case remains open and active. The FBI and Cleveland County Sheriff's Office continue to follow leads. In 2016, they released photos of items found in Asha's book bag, hoping someone would recognize them, specifically that Dr. Seuss book and a New Kids on the Block t-shirt. In 2018, investigators announced they'd developed new leads and were re-interviewing witnesses. They've never said what those leads were, but the fact that they're still actively working the case? That's encouraging. Asha's parents. They've never given up hope. They hold annual walks in her honor. They've kept her case in the public eye for over 2 decades. Harold and Equilla still live in the same house, just in case Asha finds her way home. The FBI's offering a reward of up to $45,000 for information leading to Asha's location or the arrest of those responsible for her disappearance. The question that haunts everyone who hears this case is simple. Why? Why would a cautious, obedient 9-year-old leave her warm bed in the middle of a violent storm and walk into the darkness? What made her run from people trying to help her? And who buried her book bag 26 miles away? Somewhere, someone knows something. Someone saw something. And maybe, just maybe, Asha's still out there, waiting to come home. If you have any information about Asha Degree's disappearance, please contact the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office at 704-484-4822 or the FBI. What's your theory? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want to dive deeper into more unsolved mysteries, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and let's keep these cases alive.